Hey guys, welcome back to the Outdoor Navigator. Today we'll be taking a trip to the Pinnacle trails of Berea, Kentucky. So put on your hiking boots and let's navigate outside. Guys, one thing to always remember before you take off on a hike is go ahead and leave somebody that you know a detailed itinerary, okay, of where you're going to go, you know, what time you're going to be there and how long you plan on being there. You could also include information about what trails you're going to be on. So I'm going to go ahead and text the boss. Some people call her the wife, my wife. All right, I will be navigating to the Pinnacle trails in Berea, Kentucky today. I should be gone 3 to 4 hours. I will be hiking the West Pinnacle, Indian Fort Trail Lookout, and then back to the parking lot. All right, and send. Be sure you always do that, guys, because if something happens out there, you want somebody to know where you were going. So let's get on the road. All right, guys, so we're on I-75 and we're heading south. I-75 is going to be the main road you're going to take to get to Berea. There's two exits here in Berea, and we're getting ready to come up on the first one. From both of these exits, it's pretty much a straight route all the way to the trail, so you're not going to get lost, and I'll throw a link down in the description to show you where you're going. But if you look here, the first exit, exit 77, Berea. All right, guys, so we're getting down here. We're going to go ahead and take exit 76. Okay, it's the second Berea exit, so you got 77 and 76. So whichever direction you're coming from, that's going to be what you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and navigate ourselves off the highway. Once we get up here to this light, we're going to take a left and we're going to head up to Berea Square, and that's where we'll catch back up with you. Alright guys, so we're still on the road to the trail, but I wanted to show you Berea College. So if you look around, Berea, it's known for its crafts, and Berea College is a liberal arts school, and Berea College actually maintains the forest where the Pinnacle trails are located. So, you know, they're responsible for all the maintenance and everything up there. So when you go check out the trail and you see how nice it is, Berea College is who you have to thank. So now we're coming up here on Berea Square. You can see Boone Tavern Hotel. That's a famous hotel. You can stay there. Up on the corner, there's a restaurant called Papalenos. It's on the other end down here. It's all the way down there on the end. And I'm telling you, after a long hike, reward yourself with some Papalenos. Man, their pizza is awesome, and they've got this bread that's just from heaven. I mean, it sits in this dish of butter. It just floats in there. It's like a bread boat floating in an ocean of butter. And I mean, gosh, man, it is so good. So yeah, so treat yourself with that when you get done hiking. I know that's what we're gonna do. We're here on 21, and right over here is an alternate parking spot. Okay, when you come up on it, that's one place you can park. Now if you look over here, you can see there's a paved trail. It runs all the way down here to the parking lot we're getting ready to go into. And there's also a trailhead off of the paved trail that you can go ahead and start. It'll take you up to the West Pinnacle, and then you can also access all the other trails. But now we're going to be heading down here to the main parking area, which is just around this curve. So, or maybe the other curve. We'll be there in a minute, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of paved trail here. So if you chose to walk it, you could. I think it's multi-use, so you can also bike on it. And there's actually a route that runs all the way from the trailhead down here, all the way back into the town of Berea. And included in those links you'll find some information on that. I think it's on the Berea site. So, you know, something really cool. So anyway, if you look up here, this blue sign, it's directing us into the parking lot. So we're going to go ahead and hit our turn signal. Indian Fort Pinnacles. Yeah! We're almost here, guys. Alright, so I was looking up for the hours of operation. It says that it's open during the daylight hours and the parking lot closes at dusk. So as you can see, and we're headed the wrong direction, but as you can see, this parking lot's huge. So if you're like, well, I don't know if I want to go down there because I might not have a spot to park in. Well, you're going to have a spot. Now, if you look over there, you'll see the Forestry Outreach Center. We'll talk a little bit more about it here in a second. So we'll go ahead and get parked, and we'll be on the trail here shortly. All right, guys, here we are at the parking lot down here at the bottom of the Indian Fort Pinnacle Trails. So as you can see, we're standing in front of the Berea College Forestry Outreach Center. You can see the hours of operation. I also included a link in the description, so you can check that out if you want more information. Basically, when you go inside here, the main focus is on the Berea Forest, okay, and the ecosystem around it. And you know, their main thing that they're pushing is just, you know, stewardship of the environment and its ecosystems. A great message. There's a lot to learn in here. So if you have time before you go hiking, or you got some time when you get done, go ahead and get in there and check it out. All right, guys, so we're getting ready to hit the trails. As you can see, caution, bear in the area, so we'll keep our eyes out. I've been up here in the summertime before, and I have ran into some copperheads. I also heard about some rattlesnakes. So, you know, when you're up here, keep your eyes out for them. It's one reason I like to have a hiking stick or a trekking pole, because if I need to, I can, you know, coax them into going a different way, or, you know, the best thing is just leave them alone. Area closes and gates will be locked from dusk to dawn. So there you go as far as when this is open. So let's take off. Now, guys, if you look around here, you know, you can see that this is pretty much well-maintained, manicured forest. So if you come down here and, you know, you put in a good hike, and at the end of it, you know, maybe you bring you a blanket, you stretch it out, you know, and have you a picnic in your vehicle. Just go ahead and bring a cooler with you, you know, and have some sandwiches in there, maybe a cold pop. I recommend some bologna sandwiches, some tater chips, and a cold L8. And if you don't know what a L8 is, I'll put a link in the description. It's a local drink, and there's nothing like it. It can't be beat. So check it out. All right, guys, so we walked up to the end of the paved part of the trail from the parking lot. As you can see here, we got an amphitheater. There are times in the past that musicians have played up here. It's been a while, but you know, I'm going to say they'll probably have some programming at some point in the future. As we were walking up here through that paved section, at certain times during the year, they have a craft show, okay, where local people come and display, you know, their crafts, and there's artists here playing music, and it's really cool. If you look over here, there's actually some bathrooms, so if you wanted to utilize those before you got on the trail, and we'll walk over here to the trailhead and check it out. All right, guys, so here we are at the trailhead. We're getting ready to start. Here's the parking lot right here. We walked up here to the trailhead, okay, this red trail, which is the Indian Fort Trail. We're going to head northeast, okay, up to this intersection right here, okay, with the lower east-west Pinnacle Trail, the one in blue. Okay, we're going to hang a left and we're going to head west. Okay, we're going to follow this out. This is all pretty flat. And then we'll start uphill up here to the west Pinnacle. Okay, the plan from there is to head east on the green one here, which is the upper east-west Pinnacle Trail, the upper. So right now we're going to cross through here. We'll come up to the Indian Fort Lookout, and then we'll come back down the hill to the parking lot. Go ahead today and check out a new app that I got. All right, it's the GAIA GPS, GAIA, ever how you would pronounce it, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to check it out today. I've never used it, so let's see what it does. So we'll go ahead and punch it here. As you can see, we've already got it pulled up here on the Indian Fort Trail. You can see the little marker showing where we're at as far as the trail goes. And we're going to go ahead and hit record, and when we get done today, we'll check it out and see how it did. So far it looks pretty good. I mean, you can see all the contour lines and everything. So looks like we got some hills to climb. So let's hit record and take off. Well guys, that's a pretty good climb right there. Look, I got a bench. That'd probably be a good spot. All right. We've basically been 6/10 of a mile. Now we're gonna head out to the West Pinnacles. We got 8/10 of a mile out there. If you look out the trail, all right, it's going to be a little bit flatter, so we'll get to catch our breath before we make our summit push to the West Pinnacle. And there it is, guys. Let's get up here where you can see it. I don't know why it's marked. Hopefully they're not cutting it down. But that right there, that's the love tree. So if you're walking with your significant other one and you come up here and you see this tree, see how that one tree is hugging on that other tree and protecting it and keeping it safe? Isn't that special? So what you do is you bring your significant other here, you tell her about that, you point it out, and you take a picture. Then you do your hike and you get home, you take your shower and you get smelling good. Then you go in there and say, man, let's look at these pictures. Man, look at that love tree. I love you. And then hopefully you can navigate yourself somewhere, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get back to hiking. All right, guys, as you can see, the trails are marked really well up here whenever you run into intersections. So we just came from the parking lot. When we were driving our way in, I showed you that alternate place where you could park. That's this west trailhead. So 7/10 of a mile, you'll be down there. This heads to the east Pinnacle. It's a mile and 8/10 over there, and we're getting ready to go up there. All right, to the west Pinnacle. So we got 2/10 of a mile, and it's all uphill, so it's just heavy breathing from here. So we'll catch you on top side. As you can see, guys, we got some rough terrain and we got some rocky terrain. So with that in mind, coming up, I'm going to have a video where I give you a good checklist for a day hike. And one of the things that I point out and talk about is footwear. Don't be the sandal guy. You know who that is. That's the guy that comes out hiking and's got his flip-flops on. That guy's dumb. All right, when you're walking in terrain like this, you need a boot that'll hold up to it, and one where you're not going to turn your ankle. So if you look up there in the card, I got a link to my video planning your day hike, so make sure you check it out. And guys, we're headed up there. We made it. Let's walk around the corner and check this view out. Wow. Guys, I mean, you're not getting the same picture I am, I'm sure, but this view out through here is just gorgeous. It's breathtaking. I can look over there, I can see the town of Berea. Way off in their distance is Richmond. And I mean, just check this out. I mean, man, beautiful. Now guys, I don't advise this, but you know, everybody makes your own decisions in life. But I have seen people get up on top there. Like I said, I don't advise it, but because I mean, you get the same, you know, you got the view down here too, and it's awesome. So guys, it was a good hike up here, and we still got more to go, so stay with us. All right guys, so here's a little more difficult section of the hike. Pretty steep, a lot of rocks. I don't know if you can see some of the green markings, but you know, they try to keep the trail marked so you know where you're going. I mean, like up here, see this little green mark right here. So we're headed the right way. We just need to go up that way, unfortunately. I'm gonna stop here and help my buddy up. That's why it's good to hike with a buddy, because you always got that helping hand. And I tell you, there's trails out there where you really need it. Right now I feel like I need some extra legs and some extra lungs. All right, we made it. Now the good part is, I think we're gonna stay flat for a while, but I mean, guys, check this out. I mean, this is worth getting off the couch and going to see. That's why you got to navigate to places like this, and hopefully I'll motivate you and give you some good information, and you can get yourself out here. All right, well, let's head over to the next outlook. Well, guys, we're getting ready to come up to another pretty cool feature. Also, something that we're going to have to climb. But when we get to the top, we've got a really good lookout. And then, just a short distance from there, we'll be at the Indian Fort lookout. So, deal with me for a minute, and we'll make our way up this right here. This sign has seen better days, looks like. All right, guys, you see that little crack? We're gonna split that crack. So here we go. And you thought we wouldn't be adventurous today. Check this out. Ah, there's some people there. All right, guys, we had a little talk with some people on the trail. You know, when you're out there walking around, talk to people, you know, because there's a lot of interesting stories. They also suggested a lot of cool hikes, so we'll take their advice and we'll turn them into adventures in the future. So I'm gonna stop talking so I can get up this right here, and we'll talk to you when we get on top. Huh? Hold on. All right, guys, we made it to the top. We'll come out here. We got some other people join us, but we'll come out here and check this out. All right, guys, this is probably one of my favorite lookouts up here. We just climbed up that big hill, big mountain, whatever you want to call it. But you can see, I mean, this is beautiful. And in the fall, I mean, the colors, they just put your eyes out. I mean, looks like a patchwork quilt up here. So as you can see though, there's some big drop off. So if you've got kids, make sure you're always supervising them, because you fall off this and it's gonna be bad for you and whoever you're with. So, you know, be aware of the trip and fall hazards around here. Keep an eye on your buddies, on your kids, and, you know, just tell them before you leave the house, if they've never been there, you know, kind of what to expect. So guys, we're making our way over to the Indian Fort lookout right now, and you can see the views are just incredible. Just a little information about the Berea College Forest up here. There's over 9,000 acres, okay, that the college actually manages. And it's one of the few forests in the United States that is actually managed by a private entity like the school, like the college itself. So, you know, pretty cool right there. And I mean, they keep everything maintained really well. There's also some other trail systems. One of them is a Brushy Fork Trail. Okay, it's also in Berea. There's the Anglin Falls Trail, which is just outside of Berea. And there's the Owsley Fork Reservoir. Okay, it's a lake that serves as a water source for Berea. But the lake itself, there's no motorized boats on it, okay? Most of the time, all you're going to see is people paddling. And if you want a place to go paddle and just have the most breathtaking views that you've ever seen, or if you're fishing, I mean, they've got bass, crappie, bluegill, I mean, you name it, it's there, freshwater. So, you know, it's a great place to go, and in future episodes, we'll be navigating there. You know, here in a couple weeks, I'm going to hit the Brushy Fork Trail, and we'll check it out. But, you know, we're going to get out this year, and this is the kind of views that you're going to see. You know, we'll be up here again. There's over 17 miles of trails up here at the Pinnacles, and we're going to walk probably all 17 of them. And we'll show you all the different outlooks and give you the information. So guys, we'll walk out here a little bit farther. We'll get to the lookout, and then I think we're going to go back to the parking lot. We're going to call it a day. You know, we came out, we did a day hike. You know, I think we're going to end up being about 3 miles. We got outside, we got some fresh air. We saw some beautiful countryside. I mean, you know, this is what God has given us, and you got to get out and see it. I mean, you know, don't sit on the couch, don't sit in your chair, you know, checking out videos. I mean, I'm glad you're watching me today, but I want you to just use me as a resource, and I want you to get out and, you know, walk with me. You know, I'd love to see you out here. And like I said, in the fall, I mean, I don't know if you can imagine, but all this just is red and orange and yellow. I mean, it's great. Well, guys, looks like we got some other people up here, so we'll go ahead and cut it short, and we'll talk to you when we get down to the parking lot. Guys, when you're out walking, be sure to drink plenty of water. I think I read somewhere you should be taking in about a ½ liter an hour, okay, under moderate temperatures and moderate conditions. So even on those cold days, still important. Make sure you drink your water. Now, we didn't walk up this trail coming up, but this is the Indian Fork Trail. So if you remember, when we came up to the park, up through the parking lot, got to the top of the hill to the intersection, and we busted a left to go to the West Pinnacle. If we would have went straight, we would have come up this hill, and it's pretty steep and it will wind you, but you know, makes it worth it when you get to the top. Parkour. 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 All right, guys. Well, we're getting back down here to the parking lot. We finished our hike today at the Pinnacle Trails of Berea, Kentucky. As promised, I mean, you know, the views are incredible. But you got to get out here and you got to see them for yourself. I mean, I can put it on video, I can take pictures, but it doesn't do it justice, guys. You got to get out here and you got to experience it. So that's going to be it this week. We'll have videos in the future that will be spotlight videos just like this, where we'll walk trails. They'll maybe in Kentucky, maybe out of state, but they're definitely going to happen. So, you know, hopefully I can give you some information so you can plan a trip. Speaking of information for planning, coming up, okay, if you look over here, we're going to have some videos posted, okay? One of them's going to be preparing for a day hike. Okay, that's what we did today. We came out here for 2 or 3 hours, about 3 hours, you know, total time. We walked about 3 miles, but, you know, we got outside, we got some exercise, we got some fresh air, and we got to see some cool stuff. So that was the goal today, was to do that. Now, we'll check this GAIA app here in a minute. GAIA, whatever it's called. We'll check it out and see how it worked. And in the future, I'll do a review on it. And we'll see what kind of features it has. Right now, I'm just using the free version. But hey, if it looks like it's worth it, I may purchase it. And we'll see what we can do with it. So, stand by and we'll look at the final tally. Getting ready to shut down this GAIA app. GAIA. Like I said, I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're going to go ahead and stop it. So up in this left-hand corner, looks like there's a clock that's ticking. We'll touch it. All right, we will finish the track. All right, we'll choose a title. We'll call it the Pinnacle Trail. Pinnacle Trail. All right, choose activity. Let's see what that is. Hiking. All right, save. We can customize it, looks like. I don't know exactly what that is right now, so we'll just go ahead and hit save. All right, so now let's see if we can go to saved. Okay, there it is. Let's pull it up and look at it. Statistics. We walked 3.1 miles. And our time was 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 13 seconds. We went hiking. All right, it says show on the map. Let's hit that. All right. So there was our path. Started down at the parking lot. You can see where we went up to the Sacred Hollow, what is that? Sacred Shadow Trail. We walked over to the West Pinnacle. We walked over to the Indian Fort Lookout. And then we came all the way back to the parking lot. So looks like this app works pretty good. We'll explore it some more in the future in another video. So thanks, guys.